Hi, my name is Maxine and I'm a third-year clinical psychology undergraduate at UCSD.
And my name is Finiva and I'm a recent developmental psychology graduate at UCSD.
And we are research assistants at the Mind and Development Lab under Dr. Dina Schaffner. And today we're going to be going over this peculiar skill that most people don't know they have, which is hearing the temperature of water. Adults have this weird and surprising skill of being able to tell the temperature of water simply from the sound of it being poured into a cup. In this case, whether the water is cold or hot. This was originally found in adults in a 2013 study by Velasco and colleagues, and we wanted to see if children also have this skill, and if so, is this something that's presented very early on, or is this something that's learned and experiential and developed later in life after they have gained real-life experiences listening to such sounds? In our study, we had kids wear headphones, look at an iPad, and listen to some sounds. Our initial pool of participants included 113 children ages 4 to 11. And since we were testing younger children, we needed to confirm their conceptual understanding of what it means for something to be hot or cold. So children first participated in a pretest where they were presented with pictures of hot and cold things. For example, a glass of lemonade and a steamy mug. And after they passed the pretest, we then played them two test stimuli, two sounds of hot versus cold water being poured, and we asked them to identify whether it was hot or cold. Here's an example of what they heard. Listen and see if you can tell the difference too. If you thought the first one was cold and the second one was hot, you are correct. So this is what we found. The height of the bars represents the number of participants, and the different colors show the proportion of correct to incorrect responses in each age group. The results show that younger children, 5 and younger, do not seem to be able to perform this task, and seem to be performing at or under chance, meaning less than 50% of their responses were correct. This suggests that 3 to 5-year-olds cannot do this. And because these participants included here passed their pretest, these results are not due to a lack of understanding between hot and cold items. And although there were more younger kids than older kids tested, the older ones seemed to be answering more accurately than those under 5 and seemed to be performing better than chance, which suggests that they are not just simply guessing.
Here is the logistic regression of our initial findings. Each dot represents a data point, with correct responses at the top and incorrect responses at the bottom. This regression demonstrates the probability of correct responses as a function of age. We found a statistically significant upward trend in age. In other words, the older you get, the better your performance. Our data suggests that younger kids, around 3 to 5 years old, don't seem to be able to do this task. Therefore, it's probably not an innate skill that we're born with. From this study, it appears that older kids are better at identifying whether a pouring sound was produced by hot versus cold water. Thus, cross-modal perception may indeed be a byproduct of experiential learning throughout early life. We further explore and aim to replicate these initial findings in a new, larger, and ongoing study. Now, in our follow-up study, we've expanded upon our original experiment. Firstly, we've added more test trials, from 1 pair of sounds to 4 different pairs, where water is being poured into cups of different materials. Secondly, we've added a new finely tuned script to help alleviate any memory load issues that could have impacted the child's performance. Finally, we've added some fun hot and cold tokens like this to give the child something more tangible to help them decide between the stimuli. So far, we seem to have replicated the patterns from our first study into this current one. So here in this graph, the x-axis is a function of age, while the y-axis is the number of trials correct out of 4. You can see that the younger children still tend to perform at chance, which is 2 out of 4, or that red dotted line in the middle, whereas older kids are performing above chance. Note you'll see an oddity with the 8-year-old age bin. We've only tested a handful of 8-year-olds so far, and the ones we have tested aren't testing so well. We do expect the pattern to reverse once we add in the pre-registered number of children per age bin. Our research seeks to explore cross-modal perception in children. Our findings suggest that the ability to hear water temperature may not appear until mid-childhood, and it may require some extensive auditory experience. This raises the question about the type and extent of experience required, which we're hoping to address in future studies. Thank you.